Hello, welcome. This is the Daily Dharma. My name is Dina. Thank you all for showing up and tuning in. Please do consider hitting any of the buttons. They all help the algorithms and get the messages out to any who are seeking. Today I do have a number of cards already laid out, but I wanted to start with just the expression of I feel this whole new energy today, having woken up. There's something, a decision is looming perhaps for anyone at the time that you receive this message. And we're going to look at some guidance as far as that. And so in the pre-shuffle moments, I was laying out some cards, and the first deck that I was using was the mixed Kuan and Kali deck, both from the decks are down below. Check that out if you're interested. Both gorgeous decks. And underneath we have, and some of these are intense, they all came up Kali today. So we have Samashana. Apologize for my poor pronunciation. Very wild goddess of the underworld here depicted. She has many different energies that she embodies in this deck. And with this one, if you didn't catch it, she's got the ring of skulls, the necklace of skulls, showing the number of times that she's had to step up to the plate and create divine justice for herself, whether with her voice, her choices, her energy, her contributions, or her withdrawals from situations. But she's also shown having one sword raised above her head, ready and able to use it at any time. But this very beautiful, youthful, calm, and peaceful demeanor, very sensual stance of flow state. And then there's petals dancing in the air from the lotuses, and like the petals are coming off. It's her ferocity doesn't interfere with her ability to advocate and create divine justice in her life. I believe that this one represents your feminine aspect, whether you are any gender. And in her other upraised hand, she has the severed head of perhaps an enemy or some challenger that came up against her. And this isn't something that's going to tell us that we're best served by violence or aggressive actions, or that we need to have those told you so moments. It's not really that. It's almost her ability to truncate negative influences in our lives in the moment, to see them coming, to engage in the dance, the mystery of the evolving plot line of why this is necessary in your life, seeing everything from the point of something to be gained, earned, or learned, not in the material planes, but in the soul deep level of what is this divine dance we're doing with other individuals and other energies, other situations that comes up. Because it seems that the characters being depicted in the cards here are not necessarily the only embodiment of each energy that's being described here. So let's go ahead and show you some of the other cards. The first card on the top, the pile came out together, these three cards. The first one is 36, Artha of Kali, showing the masculine depiction. This could be somebody that you're dealing with, or it can represent the masculine aspect of self. And with his bow and arrow, his quiver of arrows, he's very capable and direct and self-managed and sovereign unto himself. He has his own stuff going on, highly independent, spends probably a good deal of time on his pathway. And so this, as an aspect of self, is our relentless pursuit of our highest destiny. And even if we sometimes fall off the saddle, it's the resolve and the perseverance to continue to get up and to continue to engage and and the courage and fearlessness to manifest the journey and the calling, and the ability to integrate and to continue to be somewhat perhaps even awed of the journey and the mystery unfolding around ourselves. The ants are out again today. So the two code cards coming out, and in each one of these situations we had one fall out or call the attention, and the one from the bottom of the deck. So communication showed itself with, underneath the deck, empowerment. So here we have, I believe, the need to communicate a redirection of your energy, like you've switched thought forms and belief into back onto perhaps the path, or some type of energy coming upon you that's kind of redirecting or pushing you back onto a new, I want to call it just timeline. And to me, that seems like a more simple description. Maybe it doesn't for you. I'm using this as far as like any type of manifestation or envisioned outcome can be a potential timeline, like these little bitty snippets and bubbles that we can give our attention to and create one decision at a time, one energy at a time. And here there's this relentless pursuit of this evolving self, wanting to thrive, wanting to rise up from whatever. You're having this emotional experience within the heart space here in the depiction, with this communication and the urge to communicate, or to allow that to be, to allowing yourself to embody that to the extent that then your alignment and embodiment of those energies becomes the timeline. It's like you're switching from the belief of something into full alignment with it, with the way that you lead your life. This could look like a withdrawal from your work, your job, calling in sick to engage in some type of hobby or passion of yours. Not that I'm saying that that's a great idea for many of you, because these decisions all have ramifications, and sometimes those ramifications are more or less subtle to us. And the urge to communicate those, as it comes into our awareness, there's this light bulb epiphany of the choice that we want to make in our lives, and the sharpening of our arrows to be able to shoot for the moon in some situation here. So our ability to speak something into existence, like something we've almost been afraid to look at, like, yeah, I really want to quit my day job, for instance, because of whatever situation coming in. And let's take that opportunity to then switch to the next pile. Number 6 coming out next. This is a highly aggressive energy embodiment, and it does talk about our ability to also embody the sharpness, the ferocity of our person, and the need to set up not only the firm boundaries, but to empower our speech to correct those in the moment. There's something here about the ability to stop somebody before they start something, to be able to shut it down. And so those individuals are shown as speaking some type of lower embodiment energy, particularly against your own self in some type of, however subtle or passive aggressive or overt manner. There is some type of individual speaking somehow or acting even in a nonverbal manner against your person, and this belongs to them. So this is also your ability to then embody a bit of that energy yourself, and be able to advocate for self, to be able to make the choice that something borders or has crossed the line into a level of perhaps toxicity, but for some of us maybe not so much, maybe just something that we choose not to engage in. And so there's this playing around with the choice of, is it necessary to cut ties completely with this energy, to quit the day job, for instance, to put those energies towards something that speaks to you, to your calling, to your purpose with the Artha of Kali? He is the embodiment of that. This is where I want to go. This is my true north and my choice point. And we're moving into the full moon at the time of this broadcast. Within about 2 days, we're going to be under the full moon at right around the 0 plus some change degrees of Capricorn, and the sun being in Cancer, where it's very comfortable in the Cancer and Leo end of things. Yeah, so there's also a lot of energy in the Taurian areas of the skies, bringing in a lot of information from the body and the comfort that we're creating for ourselves, like the legacy we want to create through the voice, because Taurus represents the not only the throat chakra but the higher truth, the body's wisdom, and our ability to speak that truth into fruition in this world, being able to manifest the highest best truth. I'm hearing something about my posture. Okay, all right. So standing up straight, embodying that energy, it's like the stances and the body mannerisms that we not only when we're being witnessed, but to ourself, we're always witnessing self chemically. And the body postures, if you didn't see this on one of my previous broadcasts, can inform our what is it called, our sympathetic nervous system. I think the gut brain can also be included in this, where the connection between gut brain and main nervous system starts to say, if you're slumped over, then you must be depressed or relaxed. Let's reduce the energies. Let's not flow with the testosterone. Let's bring in some cortisol. And that has its impact. So this wasn't meant to be a little thing about adrenals. So let's keep going. But there's something here with this individual that is perhaps triggering our ability to take a stand, or to stand more fully in our truth by speaking in an empowered manner about where we're going and what we're doing. Will help us take back our energy that's been perhaps hooked into whatever this experience is here with this individual that's detracting from our energetic reserves. Instead of inspiring, they're draining in some type of manner, the engagement there. So the two cards that came out, on the one that flew out was prosperity. So this may be a job situation here, or this could be something that you're wanting to take your power back from a situation that depletes or doesn't reward in the proper exchange. Yeah, something about currency exchange here on the energetic level, but it's not feeding your soul like the thing that you want to bring your attention back to. So this is the ability to powerfully speak ourselves back into our highest energy and what we're going towards, perhaps by quitting. And integration is under the deck. So this, to me, it's less about, in most situation, about that aggressive taking back of power, and more about the subtleties, because coming up in a little while, it's, of course, the higher we get into the divine wisdom, most situations are reminding us to act with unity consciousness, and to remind ourselves that this individual is a reflection of self, and how we speak to that individual or that energy from the highest, and asking them to also reflect the highest within themselves to match us, is a powerful mantra for personal full embodiment without the illusion of shadow here. And so our prosperity is somewhat connected to flow state and the integration of angular challenging energies, as the witnessing of how we can choose to smooth those rough edges and work them into our further flow state, or how they can kind of start to truncate and kink up our energies. So how we integrate energy has a lot to do with our ability to continue to work for our own highest destiny and for our own calling. So it's like she's shown with this platter of tongues from those who would speak unkindly. It's like saying that you are divinely protected from any type of gossip or negative intending, that your energy level and your dedication to integrating these higher energies in your own life is its own immunity and protection against naysayer energy and energies that would project lack of success your way are being rebounded, and you are being told that just keep saying your truth in this manner. The last card popping out was 13, Yuga Shakti. So this is that speech that comes out, that energy that speaks volumes in the way that you handle the situation. And it comes out with romantic love and magic. And yesterday, the card of romantic love was talking more about a pattern that's heavily influencing our romantic choices and our ability to connect with the flow of love in our lives, perhaps. And here we have that romantic love and magic. I don't know if this workplace dynamic, perhaps, or friendship dynamic, or long-standing misalignment of our voice and our personal expression, and setting firm boundaries and advocating for our best and our highest calling and who that we are willing to show up as. This is this goddess energy speaking through you. Something about, in the book, it says something about the mother tongue, and it's reminding me of how the tough love of the mother. It's like our mothers love us in most cases, symbolically speaking. The caretaker loves us, but then they need to tell us to get the hell off our butt and learn to be responsible in some cases. In other cases, they need to say, let's not be so aggressive with your voice. You're young and you don't know everything, right? And us too, elders too. We don't know everything. And so to speak to the lower end of somebody else is its own type of toxicity. And so when we are speaking, if we can tap into this energy of heightened unity consciousness, awareness, and the recognition that this individual is nothing more than just an object that is closer than it appears in the mirror of our soul. And so how we take back our energy from that situation can create its own bumps in the road and the dirt swept under the rug in situations of karmic further entanglements, or it can be those elements that are the sacred weaponry that we wield on the spiritual multidimensional aspects, and severing the power that those entangled energies have when we speak back to them in response, or even in silence and just a dead stare. Something that will come through you is like the mother tongue. It's like the great mother that is setting a correction with another individual who has perhaps threatened to infiltrate your energy and misappropriate your time, energy, and attention just for kicks and giggles in some situations. It's like, but our ability to flow with our own magic is its own reward here. And if somebody's saying something, like an example, somebody that I understand this message to pertain to that energy will periodically throw these really obnoxious comments, and one of them is supposedly about somebody else, but then it's compared to my own body type, with the inference that it's like fill in the blank with her assumption. And so I'm supposed to, in this case, I guess, be invited to fill in that blank with my subconscious fears about my body. And I'm just not resonant with that type of I'm no longer resonant with that type of mindfuckery. And I don't believe that you are either. And it's like, ain't nobody got time for that. You know, when we're on our highest calling, if another individual is committed to their lower path, then there's nothing that we can do there except spin our wheels. And so there's this need to speak about, like, when there's this fill in the blank, I was imagining myself afterwards saying something to my individual, my mirror, my divine, lovely mirror, like, oh, what? Like, curvy, sporty, athletic, strong, capable, very capable of holding in all my blood and tissues and organs, highly efficient. I rather enjoy it. It's done me right. You know, it's like, what? What do you mean? Would you like to clarify? Because I'm secure. So, anyways, maybe that's just a symbol for you yourself for how to approach it in your own head as you are perhaps writing off something or outgrowing, graduating an energy that has challenged you and held you back, something that is perhaps interfering with your ability to manifest abundance and this calling into your life. Like, are you being held up by some type of lesson that you've already outgrown, but are right now working on your attachment and detaching from that energy? This could be that here. But with romantic love and magic, it's like we don't have to necessarily call them out on all of this energy. It's enough for us to recognize our advancement and our graduation from this energy and just sending it off with love so that we can say, I check this off my soul contract. And the next time that I come around, or the next individual that comes around, the next client, the next lover, the next friend, is going to be somebody that I don't need to play that game with. If they exhibit those things, I'm not going to bring them into my time or energy, right? I'm going to just keep moving. That's really what we have here. And under the deck, we have throat chakra with realization, number 37. So we have 36 in prosperity, 36 in Artha of Kali. We've got 26. We've got 37. We've got a lot of numbers, 30 and 31. And 6 and 13, 13 being the integration and death number that came out. So let's see if we can get, I know these are complicated cards, but I really want to get into these again. So the recognition of how to use our throat chakra here, and it looks like the main thing that we're told to focus on is our ability to believe in the higher path of self. And that reminds me, I flipped to a random page in this Tao Te Ching booklet. This is just one of the renditions. There's all types of translations. And it came out to, this one is calling out 53 or number 9. Instead of keeping a bow taut while holding it straight, better to relax. You may temper a sword until it's razor sharp, or sharpening the tongue, thinking of all of those little things you would say to just really annihilate the annihilator, right? But you cannot preserve that edge for long. The sharper the blade, the faster to dull. When gold and jade fill your rooms, no one will be able to guard them for you. If wealth and honor make you haughty, you bequeath misfortune upon yourself. To withdraw when your work is finished, that is the way of heaven. So if this is a situation where money is the reason that you're feeling this attachment, such as to a job or to a marriage partner, somebody that you've got some entangled assets with, something like that, there's this need to look at this energy for what it is and to acknowledge something profound here with that in the way that you speak up about whatever it is coming through for you. And then if this soul contract is indeed one that is completed and finished, then knowing when to sever the attachment energy or entanglement energy, because your work there is done and there's no reason to keep filing our energy or flowing our energy into something that is done, right? And on the other page, it says number 10 or number 54, while you cultivate the soul and embrace unity, this romantic love and magic, can you keep them from separating? So your own creative personal adventures, your sword, your destiny, versus unity consciousness. Can these things coexist without competing and contrasting like crazy in the mirror, being oppositional and dualistic energies? Can we keep them from separating? Focus your vital breath until it is supremely soft. Can you be like a baby? Cleanse the mirror of mysteries. Can you make it free of blemish? Love the people and enliven the state. Can you do so without cunning? Open and close the gate of heaven. Can you play the part of the female, the receiver, the container, the vessel of all magical and mysterious, beyond the veil? Reach out with clarity in all directions. Can you refrain from action? Right? In all of our knowing, can we stop and say that my correction from this pinpoint awareness doesn't pertain to their process, and let them just be? It gives birth to them and nurtures them. It gives birth to them but does not possess them. It rears them but does not control them. This is called mysterious integrity. Isn't that incredible? And so before I move on and get into those complex decks, maybe I'll just extend this if need be. So this Artha of Kali card talks about that your heart being the seed of your soul, and that complete awareness of the divine destiny that's always intended for you is there. It is that seed that we can, the sacred purpose for which we were born, and a meaningful, divinely protected pathway waiting for you to be able to fulfill this destiny. Only you can decide to put your faith and commitment towards that path. And in taking one step at a time, you're honoring what has value in your heart, tuning into the loving plan intended for you. In taking those steps, the pathway will reveal itself, and you shall attract great blessings that will benefit all beings. And then this Trauma Nagmal, this one, I wanted to read two different spots on it. First, it talks about she arises instinctively responding to a severe threat to your well-being, freedom, and sacred fulfillment. So something has expired its best by date. Her fierce form causes the impure to tremble. They feel the foreshadowing, and the pure of heart to move close, recognizing your ability to persevere and to protect. She is ferocious in her wrath against injustice. Dispense with thoughts of vengeance. Pray for mercy for all beings, especially those trapped in patterns of consciousness harmful toward themselves and others. Open your heart to her heart and allow her to attend to all matters of karma while you remain true to your higher self. And this is talking about allowing any fear or aversion that arises to this energy to rise and then fall away, and to contemplate how the sacred is working through this process or person or situation in order to activate your own ability to contain all of this, and to not allow others to drain or trespass within your sacred energy. She's the mother of tantric wisdom, and this was giving me the energy of, before I even saw this complete detachment that may be in the books for some of us, is then going to free up this energy. So and that energy that has been going in for so long is so Oh, it's been going there for so long. There's such an abundance of flowing energy towards this output. Once it's severed, it's like stemming the flow of a car when it's underway at high speed. There's this whiplash and this kickback that creates this all this lost Mars and Pluto energy being then as their karma rebounds. It's the same type of thing with us. When we stop the flow of our energy being dissipated to the unworthy outlets and bringing it back, it's this tantric recollection energy that then may have us feeling quite creative, excited, and expressive. It's actually sprinkling here. I thought I felt that. That's beautiful. So I wanted to read this back part here. Outgrowing any issue. Okay, so give up your notions of how things should be and seek sanctuary in the wild, wrathful wisdom unfolding. It may be chaotic, bumpy ride at times, but there's a loving intelligence guiding the process, and you are safe. You may not understand this wisdom and method, but you can trust in what's happening, especially the things breaking apart or arising anew. Any pain you may be experiencing now is so much less than what would have taken root if certain circumstances were allowed to continue. When a boundary needs to be set, it's not a time to play nice or to pacify people or circumstances attempting to exploit your good nature. Tromonagmo shall not stand for such disrespect, and trying to keep the peace by cultivating behaviors that are not self-honoring will backfire. Whiplash, right? Authenticity with compassionate detachment is the only way forward now. Trust in her more than you trust in your doubts and your fears. She has the power to bring about what needs to occur. So this last card is then the Yuga Shakti, this integration point that's coming through and putting this sacred end to something. And we're running out of time. Her timing is fierce with compassionate wisdom. So check the extended of this. We're going to get a couple dreams of Gaia. She demands the surrender of our futile attempts to control what is beyond our sphere of understanding until that pain transforms into the sweet pleasure of release. Even the right thing cannot attain fruition at the wrong time. Trust and be shown again and again that her divinely orchestrated workings of time serve you faithfully with love and grace. So this is a powerful time to bring back our energy for something profound birthing through us, and it's your time to shine. So if you just need to have a leave of absence for a minute from this individual without making that firm decision, sit with your decisions and you will be guided. The answers are within you. Take good care and check in with the second one, where we're going to bring up and clarify each deck with one of these Dreams of Gaia deck for more guidance on how to master these energies as they're really fluxing through our system. So take care and bye for now.